Hey, what's up guys? My name is Sicsen and welcome to my newest video. Alright, so I know I haven't done this in a while, but today I'm going to be telling you guys some McDonald's stories. The last time I did this was like a good couple months ago, but I still have like a note on my phone with all like the stories that I still have to tell, so I figured, you know, why not just do a video on it? So this is going to be McDonald's Stories Part 4. Let's begin, shall we? Okay, so one time I was just, you know, by the fry machine making some fries, you know, as you do. And I was like, you know, pouring them into the medium fry box, and then I hear my manager behind me, who's like Hispanic, freaking out and like saying a bunch of shit in Spanish. And I turn around and I'm like, what the hell is your problem? Like, what's wrong? And she's like freaking out looking at something. So I'm like trying to look at what she's looking at, but I'm not finding anything until she starts pointing and I look above. This is kind of hard to explain if you like haven't worked at a McDonald's before. Basically, it's like, you know where the people in the kitchen are? Like, they have a bunch of shelves in front of them with like all the, you know, like there's like patties and then there's like cheese and all that stuff. Like, they have a bunch of shelves that they can pull out. So on top of that, there was a fucking mouse. I don't know how it got up there. It was just sitting up there. Like where the food is, it was sitting there. I had no idea what to do because first of all, it was like way above my reach. I couldn't just jump up and get it. So my other manager, he was a dude, he decides to fucking take it in his hands and squish it. I'm not even kidding, like I can't make this shit up, guys. Like, fucking Latino people are hardcore. That was probably like one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen in my life, and I obviously didn't tell anyone else about it because my managers were like, don't fucking say anything about that. If any of the customers knew that there was a fucking mouse like 2 inches from where the food that goes into their mouth is, I think they would be a little bit upset. Okay, so my next story involves a customer. I was in the second window and I had the headset on so I could hear what the person taking orders was like saying. So I heard this lady say, I want a ham, egg, and cheese bagel. Now, McDonald's doesn't have ham, egg, and cheese bagels. Like, we can make them, but we don't have that as like a specific menu item. We have the bacon, egg, and cheese bagel. So the person taking orders, you know, put in like the special request, and I made sure that it was made with ham, egg, and cheese. And so then I gave it to the lady. She drove away and I thought everything was fine until she came back and I heard her talking in the first window again. She's like, I didn't order this. I wanted a bacon, egg, and cheese bagel. Like, I don't know why you gave me ham. And the person in the first window was like, cause you said ham. And so obviously the lady was like insufferable. She wouldn't listen to what anyone was saying. So we had to give her a free bacon, egg, and cheese bagel. And so at this point, I thought that everything was like over with. I thought it was just like, you know, another annoying customer. It's fine. But then she comes back. She doesn't even stop by the first window at this point. She just goes right up to the second window. And I recognize her and I'm like, oh my god, are you fucking kidding me? She's like, hey you, like referring to me. And I turn around and I'm like, excuse me? And she's like, this bacon, egg, and cheese bagel is stale. I want another one. And she's like, she gives me this fucking bacon, egg, and cheese bagel. It's like 3/4 of it are gone. Like, she ate the whole thing and then decided that it was stale? Like, are you kidding me? I guess I should have gotten a manager, but I knew that the manager would be like kissing her ass. So I was like, no ma'am, you already ate like the entire thing. If it was stale, you would have taken 1 bite and then come back instead of eating the whole thing. And so like we were like arguing, and then finally she just drove away like out of anger, and literally I was like, that's when I realized that I just didn't want to work in customer service ever again. Another time I was working the front counter and this guy came up and he had like some kind of mental disability. Like, you could tell by the way that he was talking, and also he had like a caretaker next to him. He must have been like in his 40s or something. So he starts like telling me what he wants, and he's like, I want like a double quarter pounder with this and that, and then he's like, and I want relish on it. I was like, sir, we don't have relish. And then he starts like screaming at me. He's like, oh, they put relish on my burger and other McDonald's, like what the hell? And the caretaker is just standing there watching this whole thing go down, watching this guy scream at me. I can't just make relish like materialize. Like, what the fuck? I'm trying to argue with this guy who has a mental disability. The caretaker is just like standing there not intervening at all. So I ended up having to get my manager, and the manager was like, yeah, we don't have fucking relish. Like, this is McDonald's. We don't serve hot dogs. Like, what the hell? Why do you want relish on your burger anyway? Another time that I was working front counter, this guy came up and he was wearing like a tank top that had the American flag on it. So he's telling me what he wants. I'm taking his order. And then he kind of like looks behind me and there was like two of my managers talking to each other in Spanish. You know, minding their own business. They're just talking to each other in Spanish because that's their first language. They're not taking orders. They're just communicating. I mean, it's fine. He's like looking over at them and I'm like, oh my god, please don't say anything. And then as I'm like, okay, your total is this, he screams, "This is America. We speak American here." Obviously, my managers were like dumbfounded that he said that and they had no response. They were like, are you kidding? So I was like, first of all, American isn't a language. And then I was like, second of all, English isn't even the dominant language in America. Like, do you know how many people speak different languages in this country? And as I'm telling him this, he's like trying to argue like, oh, they're like saying all this stuff about me in Spanish. And I'm like, they're not talking about you. They're just talking about like the order or something. They're not shit talking you. Like, people are so, how can you be so conceited that you think that someone speaking a different language is talking about you in that different language? Like, not everything is about you. The last story I have for you guys today is not really about customers. If you're gonna work at McDonald's, just make sure that you know that it's not really a safe job. Like, you can get hurt pretty easily there if you're not careful. So I was making fries, and you know how like the fries boxes are like cardboard? Well, I went to go grab one and I guess I grabbed it the wrong way because it literally like sliced my finger open right here, like from the cuticle up to like the first knuckle, and it started gushing blood. Before I could stop it, it got into where the fries go. Obviously I couldn't just, you know, like hide it because I was like bleeding a lot. It was pretty deep. One of my managers was also standing right there and she was like, oh my god! So we had to literally like clean the entire fry thing. I had to have like this little bandage around my middle finger, so I was like, hey guys. So if you work at McDonald's, just be careful because you might get sliced open by a french fry thing. So that's pretty much all I have for you today. If you want more McDonald's stories, I have more, so just let me know and I'll make another video. Anyway, thanks for watching and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.